Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Marcus Drake, and we are doing Tales of Arise. I think we're getting towards the end of the main story for this game. Last time we fought a big creature, forget what it was called, on the way to looking for Volron. And now I think we're finally actually about to get to Volron himself. Yeah, let's see what happens. See if we can finally find
looking at the lot.
The Lord
not
of
a single
Walter.
soldier in sight.
So probably the place.
Last time I upgraded my equipment, I got everybody the best weapon I could make them.
This is it, everyone. We can't let Volron treat people's lives like toys any longer. We need to put an end to his tyranny here and now. Everyone ready?
Ready.
We've come this far.
Without question.
I'm nervous, but I know what needs to be done.
Alrighty. It's go time. And there he is.
We've come for you, Volron!
I think he realizes that.
Did you really come all this way? Just so I could take you back over his dead body?
Bastard!
Oh.
He
Who's
dismissed
that?
them?
He must not think he needs them to defeat us.
Why have you been coming after me? Isn't it your ambition to become the winner of the crown contest? My ambition, you say? I have no ambitions.
Oh.
Since the beginning, everything was mine to control. Everything, including your life.
I'm happy to see you. What the hell's that supposed to mean? A lonely, watery grave is all the burial you shall ever deserve. And yet, it wasn't without regret that I watched you sink beneath those waves. Now, I get to savor carving the life from your body myself. So all this, kidnapping sheep, sacrificing those beasts, it was all just for your own sick satisfaction? To help pass the time? I would not expect you to understand the kingdom that absolute power lays upon it.
I've had it with your mad ramblings. I'm here to take you down, Volron, and free those human slaves!
Very well. I shall look forward to fashioning my throne from the remains of your existence. Today you will die at my hand, and I shall bask in your final desperate pleas.
Well, I look forward to disappointing you.
I do agree with that. I look forward to disappointing him.
It's over!
He moves very fast though.
Will this help?
Take this!
Healing circle! Supernova! Radiant in here!
Oh.
Freeze Thunder Field! More where that came from!
Take this!
Radiant Storm!
Ignite!
Begin! Gemini Aqua!
Take this! I could do without this pain!
Die.
Heal! Thanks! Can't get out of this!
Tempest Etheric Flame! Reload! Raging Cascade!
Take this!
Take it!
Enjoy.
Reflect on
What's wrong?
Nothing gets by me.
This one's mine. Photon Slash!
I'll smash you.
Raging Cascade! Mega Ray! Spread! Annihilate in the wind!
Take this.
I'll be
Enjoy.
taking this one.
You're mine! It's over! Try harder! Not
Take Portal Blade.
Take this!
He just won't stay still. If you can draw his attention, I'll pin him down.
Here I come!
Raging
This one's all mine!
Mega Ray!
Now!
I almost missed that.
Did we get him?
He's open.
Here I come!
Let's go.
Eat this! Slash!
Lightning Orb!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Lightning Attack!
Take
Slash!
this.
Reload!
You're mine!
Enjoy.
By the power of water! Raging
Take this!
Cascade!
Ha!
Spread!
Take this.
Air Thrust!
You're mine!
Ready? I'm ready.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Is that it?
Steel Flame! What's he planning?
It's too fast!
This looks bad.
Stand back.
We've got to
I'll
stop
trip it
him.
up. Bloody hell.
Steel
Far
Force!
enough.
Lightning Attack! Here's a healing orb! First aid!
Now, are you ready to entertain me?
Yeah,
Don't
I.
disappoint me by dying.
Eyes on the ground! Here it comes!
Damn it! Don't take your attention off him either.
I can carve through armor.
Raging
That's
Cascade!
far enough.
Sleep now!
You're let free!
Magic
to rock?
Hair
Here I come!
Force!
You're finished!
Go! Here's getting started! Dance in the wind!
The everlasting goodness. Resonate with the earth.
You're mine! Not today!
More where that came from!
Take this! Slash!
Raging Cascade!
Take this.
Sleep now! Radiant Savior!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Die.
Shining Inferno Healing Circle! More
Take
where
this.
that came from!
Lightning!
Shattering
Take this.
Thank you.
Gemini Aqua! Raging Storm! Mega Ray!
Here I come!
Take this.
Ready to go!
In a bind.
Here's a healing orb in the wind! First aid! Ready!
You're mine!
Blind you as a
Raging Cascade!
engulfs you.
An astral
Here! That's my cue! Here's the evil!
Shut him down!
No asteroids for you.
Lightning Orb!
I don't like those being used against me at all.
I'm out of ammo!
You're mine!
Take
Try
this.
harder! Now! Take this! This one's all mine!
Take this.
This is looking good!
Glacial Sphere! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer! Photon Slash! Lightning Wall!
Burn!
There. Just like that.
Healing Circle!
I owe you one!
Now this is enjoyable. Take this.
Radiant Storm! Radiant Storm!
You require a hand.
That's far enough.
Here I come!
Bloody howling.
Here's a healing orb! First aid!
Now, are you ready to entertain me?
Nope. Nope, not.
Disappoint me by dying just yet.
Freeze Lancer!
Not ready to entertain you.
Try harder!
Can you take it? Elusive deity. Take this.
Here I come! Slash!
Healing
You're
Circle!
finished!
Thanks so much!
Take this.
Thanks!
I
Take
can
this.
carve through armor. Resonate with the earth.
This one's all mine!
Take this.
Swallow blade!
Ripping you apart. Another incantation ruin.
Here goes!
Thanks!
Raging
Here I come!
Cascade!
Be gone.
In here!
Ouch.
How about some of this?
How about no?
Here I come! Finish!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I don't think he's quite finished. There's no way.
Got him!
Yeah, there's no way it's that easy.
It's all over. Full run. Now put an end to that death procession you're holding outside. Right now! You think this is over? What? Who do you think you are?
He also has the power of the sun. Not sure how.
No, that's... How can this be? If Alpin's the Sovereign, how is it possible that Volron has that crest as well?
And if Volron's the Sovereign, then what was the point of the crown contest?
After everything we witnessed, it would seem the whole thing is a ruse.
Bow before your sovereign.
What the hell are you?
How sweet your ignorance must be. You resent not being the only sovereign.
That's why you're after me, isn't it?
There is that, I'll admit. But your grandest sin was unveiling your strength.
Sin? You use people as playthings. What right have you to speak of sin?
Sin is for the weak. The powerful care only for domination. We never asked you to rule.
No one did.
What do I do?
Holy crap. He hurts. But I'm doing one hurt, so.
Once, you are but a molten dust in the light.
Alpin!
I'm through taking orders from tyrants.
Fred! Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Lightning Blaze Lancer! Raging Cascade! I'll heal you all!
Another incantation ruined.
Healing Circle! Raging
Flame inside
Storm!
me yearns to be let free.
Raging Cascade!
Now, take this.
Save now!
Destruction.
More for the pile!
You picked the wrong fight.
I never miss! Thunderbolt!
Here I come.
I can do this all day! Lightning! Downfall!
Destruction.
Water! Here I come! Raging
I
Cascade!
can erase everything.
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil!
Seismic mixture.
Supernova!
A scream stained with blood.
I'll show you through.
Yep, no staying out of the way of that. Alright, well, I just did not get out of the way of that one.
Can you take it?
Ow.
This should do it. You ready to fight? Coward. Here I come. All shall bow before me.
Really?
The flame inside me yearns to be let free. Here I come. Unleash lightning.
Benediction light.
Radiant light! Here!
I've used too much.
Orange gel.
He's too fast to keep up with! Then we'll take him together. Rinwell, follow my lead. Okay.
I'll provide cover!
Eat dirt!
Seismic rupture. Eat dirt.
Leave the card to me!
Here I come.
Gale
It's
Force!
over.
No further.
Stand to the wind! Air thrust confiscated!
Here I come.
Benediction light!
All shall bow before me.
Lightning!
Our arts are being interrupted.
Here's a healing arm!
Unleash lightning. Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Here's a healing arc! First aid!
They know death. Resonate with the earth.
Can't be blocked!
On your it's over.
I never miss! Annihilation!
Take this.
Hear me!
Seismic
We're
Take this! Your life will end
Here.
here!
How about no?
He's about to attack! Damn it! We need to stop him!
Hear my call!
I am true sovereign! All others shall be banished! Negative death!
Sleep now.
They smite with blinded blade!
Ow.
Could this be the true power of a sovereign?
What is this?
This one's mine.
That was painful. That's what that was.
You're finished!
Benediction light.
This should do it! Take this!
Leave the charges to me!
No escape!
I'll smash you!
Out of my
Have this! Elusive deity!
Here's evil. In the wind. Feel. I'll be saving this
On
one.
your knees!
Mega Ray.
No escape!
Raging Storm. Mega Ray. Tunnel.
Elusive deity! What in the world? Don't worry, I'm alright. I'm still standing.
This should do it!
Dancing the laser.
Take
All
this!
over!
Destruction. Dream.
I shall be the ruler of all things!
Cast on the wind!
You're finished!
Take this!
More where that came from.
We're not done!
Sealed. Sighted.
Rending you
I'll be
apart!
saving this one.
Bloody howling!
Here goes.
Unleash lightning!
Into everlasting darkness!
More where that came from.
No, didn't do that one right.
Dirt.
Destruction!
Flame. Reload. I'm out of ammo. Watch it. Never miss.
Unleash lightning!
Here's evil.
Take this!
Freeze Lancer.
You're mine! Destruction!
Supernova.
Bloody howling!
Unleash lightning!
Searing flame.
Take this!
Searing flame.
No, thank you.
It's over!
I'll
Ignite!
heal you all.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Kneel before your sovereign!
The earth throbs in pain.
I can handle it.
You're mine! Your life will end here!
I'll grind you with a cup!
Go. You're mine.
Can't get out of this!
Take this!
Lightning orb. Raging lightning.
I am true sovereign! All others shall be banished!
Here I flash.
Resonate with the earth!
Raging storm. More lightning.
Try harder!
Supernova. Raging cascade.
Scream.
This one's mine.
Run!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, the cutscene there.
Come on now. What do you think you can do? This guy's still standing?
Victory! The throne! Everything rightfully belongs to me! I have seized the powers, who rules over and crushes those who fall at his feet! You are next!
think that hurts a little bit.
Is it over?
Yeah, I think so.
And now they try to get rid of Shionne's thorns by summoning the Renis Alma.
There. We finally collected all of the Master Cores. So what do we do now?
It is said that bringing all the Master Cores together in one place should form the Renis Alma.
So, now we put Shionne's with the rest.
With that, we can finally free her of her thorns.
Shion.
Nothing's happening. Oh, nope.
What's going on? Are we missing something?
Something's
We
happening.
can't be. So why isn't it?
Alphen! Behind you!
Oh, the person that I noticed at the beginning of this fight. Oh. I was wondering who they were. What is that?
What? Shion, are you the maiden?
What is this? Why is this happening?
What the? The Master Cores!
But why are they transferring to her?
Is that darkness? A dark Master Core?
That means there should be a light one too then, shouldn't there? Oh, we have light, never mind. But yeah, darkness is the one that was missing.
Renis Alma!
The Renis Alma. It's here.
What's going on? The Renis Alma's only supposed to consist of the 5 Dahnan elements.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Something seems to have gotten pear-shaped.
She disappeared?
What in the world just happened?
Who was she?
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun.
Hmm.
A month has passed. For the time being, we decided to stay put in Ganeth Harros. Even with their lord toppled, we had a long way to go before the people of Pelegion would be liberated in their hearts and minds. Lenegis hung ominously over our heads. We knew we'd need to deal with it sooner or later. We still had so many questions. The two sovereigns, the Red Woman and the Renaissance, the present and the past of 300 years ago. Not to mention what happened to Volron's body after his defeat. Still, we were determined to keep fighting. I had my hands full taking care of everything. But in some ways, I was kind of grateful to be so busy.
Are you all right? You looked like you were spacing out there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. You need something?
It's about that citizen's petition. I was coming to talk to you about it.
If I'm being honest, I think the problems of this realm's Danans hit close to home for me.
Oh?
You saw how things were in Menancia. We might have put way too much faith in Dohalim, but at least we could still think independently.
The people of this realm weren't even afforded that much basic dignity.
I don't know what kind of future the people here are going to ultimately choose. But whatever it is they decide, I want to help do my part so they can make that decision of their own free will.
You mean like how the Danans and Renans of Menancia chose to remain committed to coexistence? It'd be nice if this was a step towards that dream.
That's another issue altogether. At the very least, I want to believe all our hard work will pay off in the end.
Ugh.
Yeah. I guess we can only focus on what we can do right now and take it from there.
I'm going to go on ahead. Would you mind talking to Shion for me? Once you're ready, we'll meet up at the castle entrance like usual. We can talk more there.
Right. Got it.
Power of the Sun. Idealist for Kisara, nice. No, they're the only people in the party right now. Got it. I'll look into this more later.
Shion's been hanging out in the observatory a lot lately. Let's see if she's up there.
You say that like I know where the heck that is. Apparently I picked the right direction. So maybe they did find a way to get rid of her thorns? Nope.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renaissance. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Did you though?
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't.
you...
It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now.
Not to him.
Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Or
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the... Hey, Shion.
Don't!
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
probably
If it
not.
isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Probably that's how that works.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Aww. They really have no idea. Go the other side, because why not? It's only what, 3 floors? Nothing. Nor the fact that it would break a normal person's, everything. Not everything, I guess, but most things. Random person here. blindly. Yeah, they're still almost entranced, basically. Indoctrinated into Volron's cult. Hey, there's Dahomey.
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one then.
We better get a move on or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final Master Core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers. Particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Or at any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves
I
over.
know it says that, but
You
if
can
you
say
look
that
at
again.
Alphen
We have more than
on
enough to
the
deal with as
first
it is.
slide that it was, there
Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
the burning sword was there, so... What?
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
That's why we're headed that way.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
Alright then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganya.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and gentle with him.
You have enough. You got your rations, did you not eat them?
Right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food, but there's still something wrong with them. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
Called it.
What's that supposed to mean?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the rations into the castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
It's
seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
It's a
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelegion, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate? Spot something?
Hmm? Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's Dahnans. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's possible.
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
That's also possible.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about. Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me! We all need salt in order to survive!
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
Interdasting. Alrighty. Oh, alright, so back into the castle I go after all that. I just want to go deal with Lenegis. Where in the castle are looking for this? Well, I guess I need to actually get to the castle, not the temple. Alright. Castle. Person.
We really gonna search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
See if there's anybody over here. Nope. Okay. There we go. Oh.
Very well.
Alright, you're clear. You can leave.
Well,
Huh. So I'm both surprised and not surprised to see them here. So you're the guys hoarding all the rations.
Pardon me.
What are you doing? Get back to your position. Excuse me? I'll only say it one more time. Get back to your position. What is this guy's deal? Any slaves who disobey orders must be put to death. So says Lord Volron. You realize that Volron is, you know,
what the hell? Do these
Kinda
guys not
dead.
realize who we are?
Doesn't seem that way. They must think we're just Danans from the town.
whatever's going on, these are Volron soldiers. Watch yourselves.
You're mine! It's over! Here I come!
well fed Volron soldiers.
You're finished! You're mine! It's over!
Handle it.
Take this! You're mine! You're finished!
Shattering of pieces!
It's over! My turn! No escape! Destruction! It's over!
In here!
You're mine!
More for
You're
the
finished!
stockpile! This one's mine!
Here I come! Wrong way! It's over! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Ugh. So those are the Danon stockpiling rations. It was some Volron soldiers hiding outside the
Yeah.
castle. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to be relieved or freaked out about it.
Hey,
What are you guys trying to accomplish? Are you out trying to get vengeance for Volron? What's going on here? Something's weird about all this. Are you even aware that Lord Volron is no longer around?
You don't say.
These soldiers seem to think only of the orders that were given to them. Their mind is completely blank otherwise. Just like the Danons here. I mean, that makes sense. Looking back on it, it did feel like the soldiers we fought here before were mindless. Yep, looks like it. If that's true, then they haven't been hiding out here. They've just been going about their business as usual? I guess so. Everyone here was Volron's slave, both Danons and Renans alike. That's the kind of realm he was running.
Well,
Doesn't explain why all hell didn't break loose with these guys once Volron was gone, like we've seen elsewhere. A month has passed since Volron vanished. It's highly possible things may be starting to crumble at the fringes. But the fact that they haven't, to any degree, has allowed these soldiers to carry on as though it were business as usual. Whatever the reason, we can't just let these guys keep walking around. We should bring them into the barracks for the time being. I agree, but I don't know if they're going to come quietly. Listen to me carefully, men. I am Lord Dohalim Ilkaris. I have an order for you. Lord Dohalim, but sir, we serve. Lord Volron has left this realm and is no longer its ruler. And therefore, in accordance with Renan law, you must pledge your allegiance to me.
How?
So, You expect us to serve you now, my lord? If you respect the Renan rule of law, then yes, that is precisely correct. Of course, we shall follow your orders, Lord Dohalim.
Wow!
Holy crap, I can't believe that worked.
So then,
I can't either, but then again, I didn't know about that part of Renan law, so... This should suffice for the time being. Let's bring these men into the barracks and then speak with Ganya once more.
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way.
It worked.
Solve the problem, and that's what counts.
That's not the direction I meant to go.
Whew! I don't sense any more enemies.
Alright, back to Ganya.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
Sure.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganeth Heros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But... I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
That's not where I expected this to go, but I'm not really surprised that this is the way that it went.
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you.
I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who are all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Dahnans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes.
Deep.
But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Well, that's something.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganath Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dahna.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Dahnans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Okay. Neat.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Alrighty. Well, that's where we're gonna stop for the day. Next time I'll see about getting through the quests at hand to see if we can actually get to Lenegis and figure out who that lady in red is, other than apparently the wielder of the Darkness Master Core. Thank you so much for watching so far. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I know I am. If you want to check this out from the beginning, go to my YouTube channel. And I have pretty much everything up to now up there. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to catch me live sometime, twitch.tv/MarchesDrake, and the link will also be in the description. So, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Bye!